So this winter we decided to explore the Arctic city of Tromso, one of the northernmost cities in the world, home to beautiful winter landscapes. Whether you're into the northern lights, whale watching or reindeer sledding, Tromso has got you covered. In this video I'm going to guide you on how to have the best possible trip to Tromso, including how to plan the perfect itinerary and figuring out logistics like food, transport and weather. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Shivan and I make YouTube videos about travel, lifestyle and a bit about my life as a doctor as well. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel already, go check it out now. And if you think it's something you'd be into, then smash that subscribe button to join me for a lot more videos. Without any further ado, let's jump into this video. So Tromso is one of the most magical places I've ever been to. It's an absolute winter wonderland filled with activities that you can't do anywhere else. But if you're planning a trip there, the first thing that you have to consider is season. Season is very important when deciding when to travel. It makes sure you have the ideal weather and the ideal time of year for all the activities that you want to do. Now, unlike most other places around the world, summer is not the ideal time to travel to Tromso. The ideal time to travel to Tromso is winter, because you want that snow-covered landscape as well as a chance to view the northern lights. So now, what time of year you travel to Tromso really depends on what you want to do. If viewing the northern lights is your prime sort of objective or your main goal, then the best time to travel would be any time between September and March. If you're looking for those snow-covered landscapes, you'd probably aim somewhere between November to February. And then if you're going for whale watching, the ideal time to travel is between October and January. You can travel to Tromso in the summer as well, but if you're traveling to Norway in the summer, I think there are a lot more better options than Tromso. Tromso really shines during winter time. Now, how are you going to get to the city of Tromso? Now, Tromso lies within the Arctic Circle, so it's pretty far north, but getting there is not too difficult. If you live in a major sort of metropolitan hub next to a major airport in Europe, many cities fly directly to Tromso. So I was able to fly directly from London to Tromso. But if you're not in such a major sort of European city or anything like that, you're further off or maybe you're in a more remote place, it's still pretty simple. All you have to do is you have to fly to Oslo and then take a short connecting flight from Oslo to Tromso. You'll arrive at Tromso airport, which is one of the most central airports I've ever been to, because as soon as you step out of the airport, you can take a bus that's just 15 minutes away from the city center. Now, what are you going to do once you get here? What are the activities that you should plan for, that you should look forward to, and that you should do a bit more research on? So there are 3 to 4 main things when it comes to traveling in Tromso. My prime objective in going to Tromso, or what I was most excited about, was whale watching. It's one of the best places in the world to do whale watching. During winter time, you have the opportunity to see orcas, humpback whales and fin whales. You can see sperm whales as well, but it's super rare. But the main attractions are orcas and humpback whales. There are 2 ways in which you can go whale watching. Now, the first option is to go on a catamaran tour, which lasts about 8 hours, and you get on a catamaran from Tromso city centre, from the harbour, and you go 2.5 hours out into the fjords. You spend a couple of hours doing whale watching in your big boat, and then you head 2.5 hours back. This is a relatively more relaxed and comfortable whale watching experience because the boat is really big. You have lots of nice talks and presentations during your whale watching cruise. You get to really appreciate the views of the Norwegian fjords, and especially the snow-covered fjords in Tromso, and it's absolutely magical. And you have a little cafe on board as well, so it's quite cozy, it's quite comfortable. The other option, if you're a bit more adventurous and you're looking to really see the whales up close, is going on a RIB tour. Now, RIB stands for Rigid Inflatable Boat. So what you do here is you take a 4-hour bus from Tromso up to the city of Skjervøy. It's a small fishing village. And in Skjervøy, you can get on one of these tiny inflatable boats along with a guide, and you're basically packed with other sort of tourists who come to see the whales. And you head out for about 3 hours into the fjords of Skjervøy, and you can see the whales from really close up. But beware, it's going to be really cold and you're going to get splashed with a lot of seawater, although they do give you the adequate gear for it, but it's still a pretty rough experience. From my perspective, it was worth it for the amazing views of the whales, but that's really something that's up to you, whether this is something you're interested or not. That's for you to decide. The next standout experience is seeing the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are probably one of Tromso's main attractions. It's probably what brings the most people to the city. It's one of the best places in the world to view the Northern Lights. Being next to the ocean and having lots of fjords and things like that, Norway has a lot of microclimates, so you can travel in a small distance to sort of chase the Northern Lights and to look for the correct weather to see the Northern Lights. What you can either do is you can stay a bit outside the city and then hope to see the Northern Lights impromptu on your own time, or what you can do is you can book a Northern Lights tour. A Northern Lights tour is sort of a guided tour that takes you outside the city centre of Tromso, where there's less light pollution, and it'll take you all the way up to the border with Finland to look for clear skies and to look for the best views of the Northern Lights. To be very honest with you, this is very weather dependent. If the weather's not good, it's going to be really hard to actually see the Northern Lights clearly. But if the weather's good, you may just see them from your window or while walking in the city centre. So the Northern Lights are a bit of a sort of luck of the draw situation, but at the same time you can do things to increase your chances, like staying outside the city centre and like taking a Northern Lights tour. The next thing is one of the activities that's actually in Tromso itself. That's the Fjellheisen cable car. Now the Fjellheisen cable car was one of my standout experiences. It's basically a cable car that's about 2 to 3 minutes long and takes you to the top of Stornstein Mountain, which is basically in Tromso. And it gives you an amazing view of the city. Tromso is like a little island and it's surrounded by fjords and snow-covered mountains. So you get a nice panoramic view of the entire winter landscape and the entire city of Tromso. And if you stay there till sort of sunset time, you can get an amazing view of the city lights at night as well. And if you're going in winter time, it's likely to be polar night. So that means the sun usually doesn't rise at all above the horizon. You just get some sort of not very bright daylight for a couple of hours in the day. Fjellheisen is really nice because there's a cafe out there as well if you want to escape the cold, because trust me, it will be very, very cold because now you're on a mountain. You're not only facing the frigid sub-zero temperatures, but you're also facing some really, really strong winds. The cafe gives you an opportunity to have some pastries, have a hot drink, take a break, and then go out and appreciate the view again before heading back down to sea level. So reindeer sledding is the other exciting activity that you can do in Tromso. To do reindeer sledding, you're usually taken on a tour about an hour outside the city, and these tours are usually led by Sami people. So Sami are indigenous people in northern Scandinavia and northern Russia as well. Reindeer are a very big part of their livelihood, herding reindeer, eating reindeer, using them for transport, all sorts of things. So usually these tours are run by some of the Sami people, and they basically give you talks about the Sami way of life, and then you get an opportunity to go and feed the reindeer, which is really nice because the reindeer are adorable, they're harmless, and they're really cute, and they're going to be really hungry and they're going to come up to your bucket full of food, definitely looking to grab a bite out of whatever you're holding. And also, not only feed them, you can also do reindeer sledding, where you sit on a sled and have sort of dozen reindeer pull you along sort of the Arctic landscape for about 20 minutes to half an hour, which is another really cool experience. Some people choose to go for husky sledding instead, which is also a great option. But personally, I found reindeer sledding to be more unique, so that's the one that we went for. Those, I'd say, are the main activities in Tromso. Of course, there are a lot of other things that you can do as well, depending on what you're interested in, like cross-country skiing. Some people go on these sort of snowmobile tours and things like that. But these were the main experiences that I found and actually did in my time in Tromso. Now moving on from activities, the next thing is where to eat when you're in Tromso. Now we eat in a few different places. Now food is a challenging one when you're in Norway because the food is pretty expensive. I didn't say we experienced much of local Norwegian cuisine or anything like that, but we just ate in some nice restaurants around the city. And if you're thinking about nice restaurants around Tromso, let me give you some. So firstly, let's start with breakfast. So for breakfast, we went to a couple of places. One was Cafe Riso. It's a cafe, but it also serves breakfast, and that was really nice. A nice light breakfast and some really good coffee. If that's what you're looking for, Cafe Riso is a good option. Another place we went was, getting the name, it was Knit. Now Knit is really popular. If you're going there, get there as soon as it opens because yeah, there's gonna be a long line, there's gonna be waiting. It's a really popular place and it serves the most delicious pancakes. Very decadent but very delicious pancakes and other sort of brunch breakfast type options as well. And they have the best hot chocolate. That was the best hot chocolate I had while I was in Norway, and it's maybe one of the best hot chocolates I've had overall as well. Then in terms of other places to eat, you have La Familia, which is an Italian restaurant in Tromso city centre, and you also have ramen and sushi if you're looking for some warm ramen to sort of warm you up on a cold winter's evening. One place that maybe you wouldn't expect me to mention is McDonald's, because Tromso has a really cool McDonald's. It's the world's northernmost McDonald's, and they have lots of signs up there reminding you of that. And it's really nice as well. They had some really nice items like sweet potato fries and these really nice big coffees. I really like the McDonald's over there, and I think we ate there more than once, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. You can even get a little postcard that says that you visited the northernmost McDonald's in the world. So that's a cool experience and I would recommend it. Another very popular place in Tromso is Rakten Bar and Bowls. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's this little hot dog stand in the middle of Tromso city centre, and there's usually a long line, and they serve a lot of different hot dogs, but they're known for their reindeer and beef hot dog. It was nice, but it wasn't the best thing or the most amazing thing I ever had. For me, it tasted like a regular hot dog, but it's worth checking out if you're there and if you're someone who likes hot dogs. It was nice. Some other cafes and nice places that you can check out are Fint. That's a popular one, and Cafe Bonner as well, if you're looking for some traditional sort of Norwegian pastries. I know cinnamon buns are very popular in Norway. Also take an opportunity to check out one of the 7-Elevens or the local grocery stores. It's always an interesting experience to visit a grocery store in a country that you haven't been to. See what snacks they eat, what snacks they like, what items they have. Now, what is the weather going to be like when you're in Tromso? To be honest, that's really variable. Some days it could be really snowy, and some days it could be really cloudy, some days it could be clear skies, and some days it could be rainy. It's just really variable. But the important thing when it comes to weather is planning how to dress so that you're appropriately dressed no matter what the weather is. So firstly, that means getting a great jacket. A ski jacket is something that will work really well because it will protect you from wind, snow, rain, all of that. And then getting some really good shoes with a good grip, because a lot of the roads are very icy, and I did slip once pretty badly on my first morning there when I wasn't expecting the roads to be as icy as they were. Some people get these spikes to put on the bottom of their shoes, which is worth considering if you're scared of slipping or if your shoes don't have a great grip. I made a video on how to dress when you travel to the Arctic or how to pack for the Arctic, so if you want to know more about that, go check that out. The temperature usually is between 0 to minus 10, 11, 12 degrees. It usually doesn't get much colder than that, and it usually doesn't get warmer than that in the winter as well. Now, transport. How are you going to get around the city? That's another big consideration. So in terms of transport, the best way to get around is by bus if you're not walking. because the buses are really convenient. They connect you from one place to another. Yeah, it's super quick. They come very regularly as well. What you need to know if you're going to use the buses though is that you have to download the Swipper app, and basically what you have to do is you have to buy the ticket before you get on the bus, and then once you get on the bus you have to scan the ticket on the validation machine to validate it. That's how you get a ticket for the bus, which was a bit difficult and not very intuitive to figure out initially. You can also hire a car or rent a car, but that's not something that's typically recommended unless you're someone who's very used to driving on icy roads and icy landscapes, as accidents are very common and very frequent around that area, especially with people who don't know and are not experienced with driving on the ice. And if you're going to hire a car, get a four-wheel drive. That's important. Lastly, currency. So the currency over there is Nordic krona, and basically everything over there is paid for with card or Apple Pay. You do not need cash at all. We did not use cash even once. I don't even know what a krona note looks like. No idea. Every place there takes card for everything, so you don't need any cash. But yeah, that's the rundown on how to plan a trip to Tromso, Norway. All the things you need to know in terms of what are the best activities to do, how to dress appropriately, what the weather is going to be like, when to travel, how to get around the city, everything that I could basically think of. If there's any questions you have or anything that I've not covered, any queries you have about my trip or how we did things, drop a comment down below and I'll try and answer your question as best as I can. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below, smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one, and with that, I will see you in the next one.